there's been a while since I've done something that actually took effort. Forsaken Fighting is a very strange game, and when I'm talking about these characters, just remember, they were not designed for this game. But what this is going to be a killer ranking on how good all the killers are in Forsaken Fighting in 1v1 scenarios. I'm only talking about in 1v1s. So just, yeah. Is anybody like playing Guess 666? The killer.
That morning, just me and you without you.
One of, if not the best killers in actual Forsaken. The only good ability that Sixer has is Demonic Pursuit. And that's just 26 damage normally. You can make it 40. You're still doing less damage than Kulkin. Even though it takes longer to charge up to get the 40 damage. We only have one winning matchup, and that's against Doombringer. And you go somewhat even with John Doe, I guess, but your biggest problem is you're just so big. What can you do to avoid getting hit? Your M1 sucks. Eviscerate is always going to make you get hit. And Blood Rush is going to make you get hit at least twice with an M1. Infernal Cry is a free M1 for people. And Demonic Pursuit, if you charge it up, is also a free M1. What can you do? Nothing. And that's why you're the worst killer. Mr. Doombringer really only has free abilities because Scan does absolutely nothing, because it only aura reads survivors. Now, Ban Streak is your escape tool slash just movement tool, but it's on such a long cooldown, it isn't that helpful. Ban Wave is your real only ability, and it is a pretty solid ability. It's one of the better abilities, because if they run through it, they take burning, so you can try to zone with them. You can run through it, and you also might think that Doombringer is really good at getting a stamina advantage, which is very important in this game, because stamina makes it where you can dodge, where you can approach, run away. Mainly it's that you can dodge, and it's that you can actually land your M1s. So you need to manage your stamina, so you might think, oh, 120 stamina, that's 10 more. That's like 1% more. I'm not gonna even think about that. Too much math. But, your real problem is that you are too slow. 26.5 speed makes you the slowest killer by a good amount. So, if they just play aggressively, they can always catch up to you, because your 10 stamina is not enough to outrun anybody when you have 26.5 run speed. Ban Streak is sort of useless. A lot of the time, it's a very mid ability. It's very situational. And Ban Wave against aggressive players will just get you hit. And maybe if you had a good M1, it would be okay. But you have the slowest M1, and it only does 25 damage, and it does give a bit of slowness as well, but they'll just still outrun you most of the time. They won't outrun you, but they'll have enough stamina to dodge your next hit. But Doombringer is really good against defensive players. But it doesn't really matter when your only real ability, Ban Wave, is on a 25 second cooldown, and it lets aggressive players get a free hit on you. Doombringer has one good ability that isn't even that good. Although, Doombringer does have some alright matchups. I'd say Doombringer is pretty even with John Doe, and has one of the better matchups against 1X, but it's still losing. But also does lose to Sixer because Demonic Pursuit on Bandwave. Doombringer is just a really weird character. John Doe is a very particular character in this because Digital Footprint will slow down the person you're fighting and give you speed, pretty much making it where they can't hit you and you'll land all your hits because they can't dodge, but also you can dodge them. You aren't that fast, but you also aren't so slow. And your spikes can be used offensively, but you're mainly using them to get a stamina advantage, which is really what John Doe is good at. You trap people, and you zone them towards you, and you get a stamina advantage from it. And then, with your stamina advantage, you can normally pretty much guarantee a kill unless they use a strong, like, Walk Speed Override, Void Rush, Entanglement, Gashing Wound type of thing. Unless they land like a strong ability to turn around the fight, you pretty much just lose off that. And that can actually, that's pretty a fun little thing for John Doe. I'd say John Doe's pretty fun in this. The only problem is Corrupt Energy is just going to get you hit, and same with Digital Footprint. You're forced to play more defensively, but you actually have the tools to play defensively. As long as you don't get jumped, you can play defensively. Your main problem though is projectiles. Nova, Corrupt Nature, 1X's entire kit. Stuff like that is what's going to be hurting you. And John Doe is sort of just a fun killer. Very gimmicky, not too good though. Just because, once again, as soon as somebody gets an advantage on you in a fight, you lose the fight pretty much instantly. You have no way to recover the fight other than them stepping in a footprint. So, you need to keep your starting momentum up the whole fight. And it can be hard to get some momentum at the start of a fight against a good amount of characters. So, John Doe is fun, but not that good. Still pretty solid though, better than the other two. Swordmaster looks like they might be a good character at first for this. Launch can be your invincibility ability to dodge a high damage thing. Lunge is just damage. Maybe you can use it as a sort of 15 damage Demonic Pursuit. And Band Blaster is just your high damage move. The M1 got nerfed. For some reason, they nerfed the M1 from what it is in the actual game, which is 30, down to 26.5. This doesn't affect the ranking at all though, because Shedlesky would still be here. But I don't think that was much of a good idea for them to do, but I could see why. Shedlesky's damage output is like the one good thing about him. So you have the highest speed in the game. I think it's tied to Slasher. I don't know if Sonic EXE is faster though. Now your real problem is all of your abilities allow you to get hit, except for Slash, which is an M1. Why would that let you get hit? And Band Blaster is just way too inconsistent. Band Blaster is your really high damage move, but it is so hard to land. Launch is okay, but if they just predict where you're which side of you they're gonna land on, which side of them you're going to land on, then they can just M1 you. Lunge is a free M1 for them, and if you hit them again with it, it's another free M1. Launching away lets them land a projectile. Band Blaster lets them hit you, and it is pretty dodgeable close up. You have good damage, but you're going to be trading hits a lot. So anyone with higher damage than you beats you. And that's really the problem with Swordmaster. But when you do land Band Blaster, and when you get to abuse heights with Lunge, to actually get good distance with, not Lunge, Launch, I'd say you're better than Brownie. Especially because you actually have a way to get away, and you aren't super reliant on staying in a good spot the whole time. But you're trading hits a lot, and that's the problem. Sonic EXE is just such a weird character in this, and I have no idea where to put them. So I'm putting them right in the middle, just because this character confuses me. You're fast, you have 8 more stamina, and Godspeed allows for you to get a stamina advantage. Found You is useless. Don't use it. It'll make you lose half your health. And your M1 only does 20 damage. You are completely stamina management based. And this also means that if you get hit by, like, any big move, you'll sort of lose if the big move is one of those moves that, like, makes you lose stamina. If you're ever down stamina, you lose. And that's really the problem. And it's just such a weird character. Because you're playing defensively, trying to bait out their attacks and figure out when it's safe to attack. Because if you get hit by something that would make you lose stamina, or if you ever are down on stamina, you just lose the fight, and you might as well just give up. Because you have no move to do that. Godspeed guarantees you're gonna get hit after you land it, and it does less damage than an M1. And your M1 is an M1. Found You is useless, it'll teleport you, and then you'll have so much end lag that you just get hit like 2 or 3 times. And then you just start off the fight pretty badly on health. But I don't know what to say about Sonic EXE in this game. It's just such a confusing character. But, like, I'm confused by this character. But, yeah, I have nothing really else to say about Sonic EXE. It's just, what do you do when you're down stamina? Do you just die? Like, I've played this character a good amount, and I still don't understand what to do. You have no high damage move to kill people with, so ignoring the whole thing of this is only for 1v1s, you are not able to third party. That doesn't affect the ranking at all. But, it's just, you can get a stamina advantage of Godspeed, but you also have no way to cancel it early. So they can also get a stamina. They can regenerate all their stamina. It's basically just a fight reset. And it's just, I don't know how to feel about it. Maybe if Godspeed didn't have a 40-second cooldown or something, then it wouldn't be as bad. But it's just, what does this hedgehog do that other characters don't do better? Like, you get down on stamina, you instantly lose. You stay up on stamina, you win. It's just, that's it. That's all that Sonic EXE is. And I don't know what else to say about this character. And I've been talking now for like 4 minutes about this character. I'm probably gonna edit it to be shorter, but yeah. Okay, second time recording this because the first recording broke because CapCut keeps crashing. But so Cool Kid, I have a good amount to say on. Your M1 is a really good punish tool and can be hit if you can land some of your other abilities, like Corrupt Nature. Landing a Corrupt Nature gives you an M1 or a walk speed. If your minion hits somebody, then that's an M1 or a walk speed. And if your minions can also zone somebody to lower their stamina, that's usually gonna give you a Corrupt Nature, walk speed, or a walk speed. And walk speed override is just walk speed override. That's like your big damage move. So, walk speed override can also be used to retreat, but I usually wouldn't say Cool Kid needs to be retreating, especially when it's super punishable by 1x, Noli, who else? Oh, by other Cool Kids, but, oh, and Nosferatu's. But Cool Kid has two main weaknesses, I'd say. Three, actually. Lack of being able to land your M1 that often makes your damage way more sporadic, but it's also high damage. You do big bursts of damage, but they just don't happen that often. And another weakness, second weakness, is consistency. You are pretty inconsistent with your abilities. Corrupt Nature comes out quickly, but it's pretty slow. It's kind of inconsistent. Minions are really consistent, I can't lie. And walk speed override is walk speed override. Well, I'm on the topic of the minions actually though, real quick. You can strategically kill your minion with punch for like some iframes. So like, say 1x is using mass infection, just smack your minion, get some iframes from that, and basically dodge the mass infection without having to spend any stamina or anything. Or having to gamble on it. But, okay, third weakness though is your really slow walk speed. 28 sprint speed is good, right? But the only problem is you walk too slowly to keep a stamina advantage throughout a fight consistently that well. But your consistency is way higher when you're higher stamina than them, because that means that you can have stamina left, they could have like no stamina, and then you can M1 if you're super quick M1, Corrupt Nature if you're super quick Corrupt Nature, walk speed override, which is pretty fast. Or if you already have your minions summoned, they can attack for you. But Cool Kid, that's really all there is to Cool Kid. Cool Kid's fun, I will say. You're really good at blitzing people down immediately, but if you can't kill them quickly, then you'll start bleeding out your stamina, and it'll just become a little bit of a pain to actually win. Of course, you can still land your abilities, you can still win the fight reasonably, but it's not as consistent. That's all for Cool Kid. I hope this audio doesn't break like the previous one did. Yeah. Nosferatu is pretty simple. 24 1 damage isn't particularly good, but just going move by move. Bloodhook is absolutely broken in a free-for-all, but in 1v1s it's actually it's not that insane, but it is pretty good still. And it can start off a fight with equal stamina, which is nice. And also, if you can pull them into Cataclysm, you'll just start off the fight with an advantage. Cataclysm can zone which it's very good at. You zone with it. People can't run into the Cataclysm because they'll get slowness 2. This is the old Nosferatu. And they will not be able to dodge or hit you, and you pretty much just win off that. Yeah. And then also it gives invincibility, right? So like, when it's using Mass Infection, you can, I wish I had a gameplay example of this. I don't think I do. But essentially, the 1x is using Mass Infection, you're in front of them, you use Cataclysm, cover behind them, you're invincible while using Cataclysm, so they can't hit you during that. But now, they are forced to run towards you, which means you'll be up stamina after the end of this interaction. And you made them not get value from Mass Infection. Hunter's Feast is a damage buff. Once you hit somebody with it, they start taking more damage. It's pretty easy to land, so that's Hunter's Feast is Hunter's Feast. It pretty much enables some insane damage from Nosferatu. And Ascension is another invincibility thing. You can use it to play defensively. It's a mobility tool, pretty much, at the end of the day. The dive is only really good for third parties, which means it's not good in 1v1s. But, yeah, Nosferatu is pretty good. Pretty good. I do think that Nosferatu's problem is just how slow he is. But he actually has abilities to make up for that. Cataclysm makes you, is just really good. It's probably, like, I would say, literally the best ability in this. And it just carries Nosferatu so much. And I don't have much more to yap about for Nosferatu. So, Slasher in this is a pretty simple character. You are the fastest character, I think. I still don't know if Sonic EXE is faster than you or not. But essentially, with Slasher, Raging Pace is your invincibility thing. Behead stops the person you hit from attacking you for a while, which is very nice, especially if it's a slower character, because then they just cannot dodge you that easily, as easily if they were a slower character. And Gashing Wound, as you literally just saw in the background footage, is pretty good. I don't know what else to say. Invincibility, stop them from attacking, fast M1, and Gashing Wound. I guess Gashing Wound also gives invincibility, I should point out, so. And Behead makes you lose some stamina because of the slowness, but. Oh, also, you can force a stamina advantage so easily with Gashing Wound. Probably better than even John Doe can force a stamina. No. You can force a stamina advantage with Raging Pace. Probably better than even John Doe can do with most of his abilities. And that's all I have to say about Slasher. Who's the next character? Oh. There's a lot I could say about Noe, but I'm just gonna keep it to the stuff that only applies to 1v1s. First of all, you have probably the best M1 in the game because of its 25 damage and extra range. Then you also have a teleport, which is a very good escape tool if you're in a bad situation. You have Nova, which is just free damage if they are low stamina. You have Void Rush, which is also free damage if they're low stamina. And essentially all that you have to do is use your amazing M1 to get them low stamina so that you can use either Void Rush or Nova. You can also use Void Rush as a punish ability, you can use Nova as a punish ability. Noli is just... I hate... Noli is just... Noli. It's like, if you, like, what is there else to say about Noli? You have Broken Void Rush. Okay, Nova. It doesn't do that much compared to Corrupt Nature, but it's just way more consistent to land. It's like impossible to miss if they're low stamina. It's impossible to miss Void Rush if they're low stamina. You can ambush people with Void Rush to start the start the fight with just sort of equal stamina. You can do a similar thing with Nova. Once again, best in one in the game. A teleport. I do like they actually fixed Observant in an update. That was somewhat recent, I think. But still, Observant did not need it as much. That much. No, we did not need Observant. It's fun to use, but it is broken. The fact that I can just teleport to the other side of the map. And I don't know which generator I teleported to unless they see the lightning, I guess, but it's actually amazing. Except you also have super low cooldowns, so every time that somebody gets low stamina, they're getting punished by one of your abilities or both of them. Because you could hit Nova, then hit the Void Rush, and then gamble on the second hit of Void Rush. The second hit would, I think, be a 50-50. But your only weakness is invincibility abilities ruining your Void Rush, ruining your second Void Rush hit, and also ruining the Nova stab combo. But once they're out of invincibility abilities, they just die. But you also have like the best in one in the game, so Noli is just broken. I used to have Noli in first place until I played against more 1x's and played more 1x and realized, no, 1x is...
No.
One X. I'm gonna keep this section brief. Your M1 is okay. It gives a glitch, which is kind of broken, because that increases mass infections damage to 40. Okay, mass infection's a gamble. Basically, you just treat it like walk speed override, but if it went through walls and you shouldn't use it near people, it's basically going to be being used mainly like I'm not even gonna make a comparison to anything. Entanglement is the most absurd ability. It gives helpless, brings them towards you, and stuns them. Which, I don't think I even have to explain why that's good. Stunning them? Okay, free M1, and you're probably now going to be up stamina a good amount of the time here. And then you can try to gamble mass infection, because it also applies glitched. But if you don't want to, you just hit them with M1, and then it gives helpless. It gives helpless. Then Unstable Eye is a free M1. This character is slow, but you have free M1 plus 15 damage, and I'm not going to talk about Rejuvenate the Rotten because that only works in private and public servers and free-for-all. Okay. Yeah. 1x has, I think, one bad matchup, kind of, and it's against Slasher. Actually, 1x goes even with Nos, I think. But yeah, that's literally it.